tiny borough with a lot of personality. That's what Queens is all about. And today is Monday. So Mondays are meatless days. And if you are trying to eat more plants, eat less meat, cut out meat on certain days of the week, Monday is a good day to start. I'm going to bring you a very simple recipe today that involves the most humble thing, which is actually potatoes. You'll be surprised how versatile it is and what all we can do. Let's jump right into the recipe without wasting any time at all. I have combined potatoes and vegetables in this recipe so that they're nice and hearty and wholesome. You can serve it with a nice bed of salad. You can actually use these patties or these cutlets as burger patties and stick them right into um, your favorite hoagie buns or burger buns. All right, so here I have two boiled potatoes. Just gonna say a quick hello to all the people that are joining in. Corey is joining us, Queens. Oh, Curry Smugglers is joining us, and Little Punjabi. So welcome to all of you to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. I have two potatoes. I've taken Idaho potatoes, and I've seen that they work best. I feel that Eastern potatoes or red skin potatoes are a little too sandy and grainy. So Idaho works best. In this recipe, I'm also going to use what is called tapioca pearls, and this is what they look like. They literally look like little white pearls. So this is kind of like what the boba uh, tea pearls look like, but these are much smaller. So they're really super tiny. They look like pearls, and you get them in the Indian grocery store. They're called sago seeds. This is what they're called. And basically, what I did was I rinsed about a cup of them, and then I soaked them for about a half an hour. And you can see how they become spongy and fluffy, right? They just become spongy and they become soft. So the texture kind of changes, but there's still a little bit of give to it. So it's not completely, it's not fully mush, but some of them are and some are not. So that's just how the nature of this is, and it becomes nice and fluffy. Now, in the Hindu culture, whenever we're fasting, this is a food that's actually permitted during fasting. So it's supposed to be one of the. Um, so this actually ends up becoming this, right? So this is the before, the dry, and then this is the after soaking half an hour. So that's where we're at. I won't be adding the entire cup because I will save half a cup to make pudding with. So I will make a tapioca pudding today at some point, and that is from a new book that's coming out. Yay! So if you want to pre-order your book, you have to slide into the DMs, or you have to give me a thumbs up and let me know that I am waiting patiently for your next book, and I will put you on the list. All right, so I'm gonna take a handful of these tapioca pearls. Now remember, whenever you make any kind of cutlet or any kind of patty with something that does not have an egg or any kind of binder, you have to be very careful that there should be no moisture in the dough. This is almost like a dough, right? So there should be no moisture in it. It should bind well and it should not fall apart when you put it in the pan. All right, to this now, if we were fasting, we wouldn't add any of these things that I'm about to show you. None of the vegetables would go in, but because this is not for a fasting recipe, I will add some onions. And I love my vegetables. I love vegetables in everything. Like, I even put vegetable for my family. When I cook, I put vegetables in everything, even if it's like a fish or a chicken based dish. I put vegetables in everything. All right, so I put some onions. I'm gonna put some cilantro. I have some bell peppers. If you have jalapenos, or if you have the small Thai chilies and you love the heat, hey, honey, go for it. Make it your own. Put that in. I had some cabbage. I'm going to add some cabbage. But you can do this with whatever vegetable you have. If you have zucchini, if you have carrots, just try to do vegetables that are not so water based so that when the salt hits it, it shouldn't release the moisture. So if you're going to put zucchini, just grate it, put it on the side, salt it out a little bit, let it release its moisture, squeeze it, and then put it back in here. And I'm going to put my favorite vegetable of all time, beets. When I was a kid, I used to love vegetables and I used to eat beets. Everybody used to look at me like, are you crazy? How do you eat this stuff? But you know what? It's my secret obsession. Do not tell anybody. What's your secret obsession? Is there a weird vegetable or fruit that you like that when you tell people, they're like, are you serious? How can you like that, right? For me, it was always beets. All right, so I'm just going to give it a gentle mix. And you can see that the potato has its own kind of binding quality to it, right? In terms of the seasonings, that are going to go in. There will, of course, be salt. And I'm doing the Indian twist on it, right? So I will use some Indian herbs and spices. But if you want to make this Mexican, hey, you know what? Add a taco seasoning packet in it. I don't know. Make it your own. And if you just want garlic and nothing else, just put salt and garlic. That should rock it out too, because against the potatoes, the vegetables really shine, and you can actually taste all the beautiful aromas from the vegetables, especially if you're using bell pepper and cilantro or even parsley if you use. So I'm certainly going to go ahead and add some cumin. I added some Himalayan pink salt before this. I will add some cumin seeds. I'm adding some paprika. This is not hot, but if you like heat, you can always add cayenne pepper or crushed red pepper flakes. I will add some coriander powder. This is totally optional. If you want, you can add garam masala. I'm going to skip that. And I'm going to add a hint of lemon or lime juice just to kind of brighten up the starchiness of the potatoes and give it a little spark. Okay, so not too much because you don't want the whole thing to be wet, but just enough to give it a tangy tart. If you don't have lemon juice, you can use dry mango powder, you can use chaat masala, you can use pomegranate seeds, you can use sumac. There are so many things that you can actually put in here. Now I'm also going to add this magic thing called cornstarch, and we are going to blend it in. Now I cannot give you an accurate measure of how much cornstarch this is going to take, simply because it will depend on the season in which you're using the potatoes, and the starchiness of the potatoes matters a great deal as to how much cornstarch you actually need in this dish. So I just eyeball it, but you know what? I do know that when I put this recipe in my upcoming book, I will have to give pretty accurate measurements. So you can stay tuned to that. But like I said, you'll know from handling it, and your hands are the best judge. Just make sure you clean your hands really well before you go into making any kind of dough or handling the food. So you can still see it's pretty sticky and starchy. You see this? It's like really starchy right now. It's very sticky. So I think it's going to take a little more cornstarch. It should have almost like a dry feel, but it shouldn't be dry. So also the cornstarch prevents the potatoes from soaking up too much oil. So that's a good thing. It gives it a nice light texture. And these potatoes are fully cooked. So we're not trying to overcook the patty, right? Now if you had any corn or if you had any shredded carrots, you would add that right here. If you wanted to put mushrooms, you can do that too. It makes a really good burger patty. So if you want to do like a vegan burger, or you want to do a vegetarian twist on meatless Monday burgers, then you can just add mushrooms to your boiled potatoes. It's really good. I've never tried this recipe with sweet potatoes or anything. I've only always just used the Idaho potatoes and the tapioca. So the tapioca actually, once it cooks, it becomes nice and crisp. So it's a very interesting texture that you get. Once you add the cornstarch and you're happy with the amount of cornstarch that has gone in there and the final texture that you're arriving at, make sure to test your seasoning and make sure it's salty enough. It shouldn't be bland. It shouldn't be um, overly salted. So always adjust your salt after all of these additives have gone in, right? So this is coming together quite nicely. And you can actually make this batter and put it in the fridge, this dough. It lasts really well in the fridge, at least for 3 to 4 days. And then whenever you want to make them, you can just take it out of the fridge. In fact, whenever you're making any kind of cutlets or patties, and if you rest the dough in the fridge, or if you shape the patties and then put it in the fridge for 10 to 15 minutes, it actually makes a really good cutlet. I'm going to add some oil to the pan. If you're oil free, you can absolutely, by all means, air fry this patty. You can work with cooking spray. In my husband's side of the family, they just like to deep fry these. I'm not a fan of deep frying anything, so I just like to shallow pan fry it. That's where I'm at in my journey. Of course, I'm not perfect, but I've never claimed to be, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to move this over here so I could just handle it a little bit better. I hope you can see it. Hey Kyle, yeah, I know you don't like too much deep fried stuff too. Once in a while it's okay, but It's not the norm, honey. It doesn't do you any good. Okay, so my model, or my, what do you call it, food taster, already stepped down from her bedroom. So I guess I have to hurry up and make these fast so that she can give us her critique on how she likes it. This is one of her favorite things, but she always likes the plain version without any vegetables. So this is with vegetables, right? So I'm gonna just crank up the heat a little bit. Let me check the salt. Mm, it could use a little, but I like my salt on the low side. I'll just put a little bit because I know that it's starchy, and so after frying, you don't want to get that bland taste. So you can serve these with, the regular tamarind chutney that you get in Indian restaurants. You can serve it with the green cilantro chutney that you get in Indian restaurants, or you can serve this with ketchup. I think that's a good one too. I need to scrape my hand. Okay, there you go. Wrong side of the knife, right? If you're using a knife, just use the side that has no sharp edge. Please. Yeah, otherwise you're gonna say, no, Queen's Curry Kitchen made me do it. No, baby, I don't want you to get hurt. Okie doke. So now we're gonna go and oil our hands a little bit so we can form these patties. Ta-da. Okay, so I'm gonna break out a piece. You can make them as big or as small as you want them to be. If you're going to put them inside like buns, or if you're going to put them inside hot dog buns or burger buns, then make sure that the patty is the same size as the area that it's supposed to cover. So if you're making it for a hot dog bun, then just make them longer like a cutlet instead of round like a patty. So typically they're actually made really small like medallions and coins, but I like to make them at least this big. Some people like to add breadcrumbs. I'm not a fan, but if that's what you want, go for it. Everything is perfectly cooked, so you don't really have to worry about anything being raw in this recipe. So in goes the first one. Gonna keep doing this a few times around. So this is a great lunch option. It's a great appetizer. If you're serving it for appetizer portions, just make them smaller in size, and then serve them with skewers, or serve them with like a cocktail stick and the dipping sauce. You can serve them with the Thai sweet chili sauce. It tastes really good. You can also add garlic or ginger to this dough. It tastes good. One additional layer of flavor. One more going in. So you can see like it goes a long way. This is only 2 potatoes and half a cup of the tapioca. If you don't have tapioca, you can do the same thing with chickpeas, like canned chickpeas. You can do canned black beans and make a burger. See how beautifully it binds? Like it doesn't fall apart, it doesn't break. That's another advantage of shallow frying something or even baking something. What do you want? I'm gonna turn down the heat because otherwise my smoke alarm is gonna start going off. And I'm gonna make one more for all of you, right? So when you're stacking the burger, you can totally stack it up with slices of tomatoes, slices of onions. Hi Richie, welcome to Queen's Curry Kitchen. Hi Nana, welcome to Queen's Curry Kitchen. Thank you for joining me today. We are making potato and vegetable cutlets. So like I said, if you're going to serve this for an appetizer, you can make them smaller. You can serve them with cocktail picks. There's so many ways to do it. And if you're serving them as a lunch or dinner portion, then of course you can serve it on a bed of salad. You can put it inside your favorite hot dog bun. You can put it inside a wrap. It's really versatile. Can you come back in 5 minutes? Is that possible? You know what? All right. So you know what? Just get it done here because I'm doing a live over here. But that's okay. Come on in. No, that's okay. All right. So we have Mr. Exterminator who's going to join the party. Hey, how's and we are making. Yeah. Always, every day at noon. All right, so you see how nicely these are browning? If you had put breadcrumbs or whatever, you want to get behind me and go this way? So if you had put breadcrumbs or whatever, it would have gotten brown a lot sooner. You can also use panko, which is the Japanese breadcrumbs, which are really absolutely great for crunch. So explore the options. And sometimes, when you run out of bread, you don't have breadcrumbs, you don't have bread, you can even use saltine cracker crust. Yeah, that is a hack that someone told me, which I decided not to keep to myself. So I'm just sharing that with you guys. Don't they look like salmon cakes? They do, right? I think it's the tinge of the beets. That's what makes it that nice and pink color. So you don't need to add another round of oil. This is just great. However it is. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. In the living room and then in the bathroom of the store. Upstairs is fine. All right. So we are back in business. You can see these are browning just absolutely beautifully. And resist the urge to press them down because they're just super starchy and you don't want to spread them out too thin. Just give it a gentle dab so the color will come around evenly. And that's all you need. So see, even after the 2 potatoes and half a cup of the tapioca pearls, I have enough to make about 3 more, right? So it's a very, I would say, very economical recipe. You can do this with, you don't need a whole lot of vegetables. You can just use whatever scraps and pieces of vegetables you have inside your fridge. Sometimes you have that one lone carrot or one little piece of celery that's just hanging out in your fridge. You could totally use that. Let me say hello to some new people that are joining us right now. We have Arya Savi who's joining us. Rupen Rao is here. Hello, Rupen. He has a fantastic line of Indian sauces, right, in Whole Foods. So please check it out. It's Rupen Rao. I can only imagine how good that food will be where you have put your skills, Rupen. So thank you for gracing this IG Live with your presence. We appreciate it. Okay. All right, so you'll see if you need to bake it, it would be about 300 to 350 for like 20 minutes or so, and you will know from the crust, the color that comes on the crust, you will know that it's ready for you. I have to find it? Yeah. All right.
You want me to write your name for you?
No, it's okay, I can find it. Yeah, Z.
Z, excuse me.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Have a good one.
You too. Do you want a soda or something? A Coke or soda? You want something?
You got water?
I don't have cold water, babe. I have Coke.
I'll pass on that.
You sure? Okay. You want to eat one of these? Yeah? Come, hold on then. Hold on. You know what? What's your name again?
Jeff.
Jeff. Okay, Jeff is here and he's going to try one of our potato patties. Here you go. Let me give you a fork. Yeah, it's hot. It just came off the pan, babe.
Give it a second.
Yeah. And I'm going to give you, what should I give you? Ketchup, right? And I will give you a fork so you can try it out. Let's see what else. Here we go. Okay. So we have someone who's actually going to try it right now. Let's see. It's not spicy, so Jeff, go ahead.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, go for it. I'm gonna keep making these because I'm just trying to.
I gotta find my Instagram after
this. Okay. Go for it. All right. So it's a rule in my house that anybody that comes, any technician, anybody that comes, they really don't leave without food. So I'm glad that you came now when you did.
Okay, I'm not gonna say that.
No, go for it.
I'm not gonna say that.
It's okay. I have no filters anyway. All right. So Jeff is going to try it out. I hope he likes it. It's not spicy, so you can, it's safe to try it. It might be a little too hot, but yeah, it is hot. So blow on it. Do whatever your mom taught you. And it's hot in this kitchen too, in this little corner. Yeah, man. Okay, so the party continues.
We got meat in it?
Huh?
There's meat in here?
No.
Oh.
It's vegan.
Oh, perfect.
All right. So yes, we have been able to fool somebody into thinking that it has meat in it, which it doesn't. But yay, I'm happy about that. Hey Nana. Hi Ruchi, welcome. So everybody that's tuning in, Mr. Jeff is sampling our creations. And this is totally unplanned, it's unscripted. So you know what? This is the unplugged version of the cooking show.
You do a cooking show for this right now. I'm gonna make sure I stop by more.
Yes, you should. You should talk to Chris. You should talk to.
Alright.
You know, they all know that they cannot leave from here. If they come here, they have to get fed, and then they can go wherever they need to go. So yes, so this was our.
Thank you so much. This is delicious.
You're welcome. Well,
I gotta
cheers.
run.
I can give you one more if you want.
Alright. Whoa.
Yeah, it's gonna burn your mouth with the haste that you're in. But thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. Thank you. Take care. Have a good day. Take care. All right, so that's where we're at. We just wrapped up finishing our potato cutlets. I'm going to serve them just as it is, like I said, with the tamarind chutney and with some green chutney, which I have in my fridge. But if you have other ideas how you would like to serve it, maybe with sriracha mayo, like who knows, right? Tell me what your favorite way of serving this is. And
What you call it?
this is a potato cutlet with vegetables.
Oh, cutlets.
Yeah.
Supposed to be meat. Oh, that's all like.
No, there's no meat. There's just tapioca pearls in it. There's like potatoes, beets, cabbage,
A lot of goodness.
all the good stuff. Yeah, and not a lot of oil, which is a good thing. Bye, Jeff. All right, so Jeff just left. Jeff just left. What did I say? Jeff just left. I'm really being goofy. Hello, TrueGram77 New York. Yes, this is New York, but you are in Queens with me, and today we made some potato cutlets. This is what they look like. We made them with potato, boiled potato, tapioca, pearls, and some vegetables. So if you missed this IG Live, I'm going to download this to IGTV. It will also be on the Facebook replay, so you can catch it there. But for now, I appreciate each and every one of you coming here and hanging out with me, spending your time with me every afternoon. Of course, tomorrow there will be something new that we will be doing at noon. And stay tuned for my new book that's coming up. It's called Spices. Yes, it's based on 5 popular spices, and there are recipes from one spice creator who lives in UK and then me. So we're both taking one spice, but we are doing different things with it. So I hope you're going to like that. I will keep you posted of it. If you want to take any of my classes and you want to learn how to cook simple, sustainable, because it has to be easy, otherwise ain't nobody doing it. This is New York. Ain't nobody got time, right? So if it's not simple, if it's not easy, nobody's doing it. So it doesn't have to be hard to eat plant-based, right? So like always, stay tuned. I do easy recipes every single day. Des, is she focused? Well, thank you for the compliment. She says it looks great. And you saw Jeff sampled it. This was totally unscripted. So Jeff sampled it, he loved it, and he's out of here. But he's going to live to tell the tale of how good it is. So I know that all the exterminators like to come to my house because it's just always, there's always food. And I'm very blessed that I'm able to share that with whoever walks in my door. So if you want to come and have a quick bite, the door is open. I live in Queens. Of course, you don't have my address, but I'm happy to share my food, my creations with all of you. Like always, thank you so much for joining me today on this journey of making these potato patties. You can find all my classes. All the information is online on my website. QueensCurryKitchen.com is the name of the website. You can find the book, you can find the spice blends, and you can find information to all the classes there. If you think this video brought any value to your life or just made you smile, because life is good, we just have to practice a little kindness. Everybody's going through something right now. So I just do whatever I can, and I hope you're gonna hang in there and do it too. If I brought a smile to your lips, I know you certainly did bring a smile to my lips, because you made me get up here and look pretty and be here and do this that I love doing. So thank you for supporting my purpose in this world. I appreciate each and every one of you. Join me again tomorrow. Until then, be blissful, be flavorful, and never stop loving yourself. I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Take good care now.